could start their own
Right,
tribe.
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joe. Present early. Dale.
Here.
Arden. Yep. Larry.
Yep.
Becky.
Here.
Molly.
Yes.
Every present. Any additions to our agenda? If not, I'm looking for a motion to approve it.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Arnie made the motion, Larry seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Any corrections to last month's minutes? Not looking for a motion to approve them. I'll make the motion. Joe made that, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Dale seconded, all in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carries. Thursday report, Marlene?
All right, at our last meeting, we had $276,061.16 in our checking account. We earned a dividend of $57.30. Checks at our last meeting totaled $17,198.81. Electronic transfers totaled $178.43. We've had one deposit this month for the gas tax of $42,339.21. That's up close to $1,000 over last year. Reconciliation, the bank statement balance shows $276,581.42, less the checks that haven't cleared of $17,840.20, plus the deposit that hasn't cleared of $42,339.21. for a balance of $301,080.43. Our money market account had a balance last month of $55,862.79. We earned interest of $40.33 for a balance tonight of $55,903.12. Our share account remains at $36.09. Total money in the Birchdale Township right now is $357,019.64.
The gas tax, you get that once a year?
Yes.
Questions on the treasury report? I'm looking for a motion to approve it.
I'll make that motion.
Arnie made a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Larry seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Jack, what's the name of the lady that works in GIS?
Catherine Schott.
Catherine.
We have to see for some road signs too, right? GIS?
For road
That are
signs
missing.
that are missing? No, I think you would talk to Public Works.
Yeah, I just go to Warren or who is it?
Chris Olson was, who's responsible for the signs?
Who is?
Chris Olson.
This is one down over here, it's been missing for a year, I think, and turned it in a couple times, and he called me, I can't find it, told him where it's at, still.
Where is it, Arnie?
It's on Holman and Alpha
In Alpha?
Lane and Holman Drive.
Okay, are you gonna contact them or?
I have to go on prayer probably another 2-3 weeks, and we just go Public Works and
What kind of size is this?
one of those street road signs.
Oh.
Somebody must need one for the garage or. It's too darn hard to get those off.
I don't know why they don't steal any of those that are shot at or based or anything like that, instead of the ones that are just nice.
You want the nice ones to put in your
College
man
dorm.
cave.
Find a little ice in this morning?
Yeah. It was- Yeah. Probably could have waited and it would have cleared up, but.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it was-
real.
It was pretty dicey when I first
Yeah,
got
yeah,
there.
it was.
Glad to see you went out.
Yeah. My truck doesn't like turning very much. It was pretty scary.
Especially get a little weight in the back end, huh?
Well, yeah, it was,
No front.
yeah, it just got tired in the front, so there's three corners there where I actually had to stop and back up to try and focus it around that corner. No, I seen looking at the forecast too, and it didn't look like it was gonna be warming up much and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, well. get that
The
cleared
sun
up.
came up.
Yeah,
If you hadn't gone out, the sun would stay cloudy.
yeah.
Yeah, we're having terrible. Yeah.
It was what, well, New Fall, I think it was in St. Cloud, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, the interstate was sloppy, but it was good, but then you got town, St. Cloud, which was, all the side streets are just pretty icy.
Yeah, yeah.
I think 3 people fell right in front of the VA, they had a cold,
Oh,
what,
oh no.
cold blue or something like that there, they had to go.
Code blue is when somebody dies.
Or red or whatever, they
They're
go.
going down before they ever get in. Shoot, there goes another one.
Saturday morning, I drove over to the.
Dr. Smith, you can cancel your 9
Right,
o'clock.
appreciate that. The lumber on a fifth wheel trailer and a skid loader. I picked it up, I was not bad on front, it came up and they got off the tube, started going up 99. Just about got to the top of the hill, the truck stopped, started to spin. So I started sliding backwards, I had it stopped, I had to try to go slow, then I started going backwards. And I'm trying to keep that fifth wheel straight, and I'm going backwards down the hill, backwards down the hill. Jackknifed the truck and the trailer down in the ditch. Hit the other side of the bank, which was good, because then I just changed the skid loader, drove that off, and then I got a whole couple people, and then I called it Jerry. Ran. He came over, he was spreading manure, he just kind of looked at it, he couldn't pull me on the road, it was just, he couldn't stand up. Well, then he just pulled me across the street down in the alfalfa field, and I drove across the alfalfa field to his approach, and went back on the tube and tried again.
Where's the truck, really?
No, didn't wreck anything, I mean,
Usually that's when the top of your box gets, or the top of your cab gets just mangled.
you know, I had it, you know, because it twisted on the ball, but it didn't break anything, but it was a slow, you know. I'm just glad I didn't get far enough down where I would have gone down into the lake or in that steeper bank, but it just, finally, I just couldn't keep it straight anymore. While you're trying to steer it straight, well, then the truck went sideways, and then it's like, it's just a shitty feeling, because you just, don't give it any gas, don't brake, just try to steer, because anything, brake or throttle would just make you go faster.
It's all in slow motion.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna happen, I just have to figure it out.
Waiting for the next move.
For you, is this that this happened? To you?
Saturday morning.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I just, you know, I had, and the both loads of lumber I had around were, everything my skid loader could lift, and they were on the front of the trailer, so there was plenty of weight on the truck, but it just, and I ran at it slow, and I started going up there and I'm going, this isn't gonna be good. Finally, I went, finally it just stopped. Just stay here, and then started sliding. Shit. Well, all worked out, didn't wreck anything. Looking for a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make that motion.
Dale made the motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Joe seconded, all in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carried. Okay, looking at, this, cell tower.
So I received a call, and the gentleman's name is Justin, and, I think I forwarded you the information. His company is looking to construct a cell phone tower on Amaryllis, and I believe it's the, let me get to my information. The property owner is Ronald and Mary Lou Bussman, parcel number 03-001-8603. He did send us the map here so you can see where they're looking to do it. He is watching tonight on YouTube right now, and I do have his phone number. He said he's happy to take a phone call from the board if you'd like and have him live on speakerphone. He is located in Mankato, so he didn't make the drive up, but he's been in contact with Todd County Planning and Zoning. And they told him that this was the step he needs to complete before he goes in front of planning and zoning, just to make the board aware and, make sure you don't have any questions or concerns as well. So, I certainly can call Justin right now if you want, but otherwise, just telling you what it is.
I'd like to have a couple of questions, if there's gonna have guy wires on it, it's gonna be lights on there. Looks like it's gonna have to have lights on it for that height place.
I don't think he needs lights on it.
Well, we can find out.
Yeah. But, yeah, he needs to be 100 feet from the public right of way, 50 feet from property lines. But I'm sure he's already gone through all this stuff with planning and zoning. They just come here as well. They just come here to tell us what's going on. We can't.
No, they just all set up.
Hi, Justin. This is Jackie Bauer from Birchdale Township. I'm gonna put my phone over by the board, and they do have a few questions for you, okay?
That sounds great. I was watching here and prepared for the call.
All right, here you go. You're on speakerphone.
All right, sounds good. And I shut the volume off my computer, so hope you don't have any backbeats and any problem.
Yep,
What's his
nope,
name, Justin?
Justin?
Justin.
Yeah, Justin.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I had a couple of questions. Does that have to have, that's gonna be lights on there?
Nope, so it's under 199 feet, so there's no lighting requirement for the FAA. It's gonna be a 155-foot monopole.
Okay. And that means there's no guy wires, right?
Yep, no guide wires, just a straight up round pole versus a guide or versus a lattice type tower.
Okay, and that's gonna be used strictly for cell phone then, or what is that being used
Yep,
for?
wireless carriers. It's designed to hold up to 4 carriers. The initial carrier will be at 150 foot, at the 150 foot height. And then the additional carriers would be, 140, 130, 120.
Based on the topography, do you have an estimated area that the reception
I
will
didn't
be
quite hear
received?
that.
Joe, we can't quite hear you.
Oh,
I'm just
did you not
asking,
hear- Did you not hear my explanation of the height?
no, I did, I was just asking, based on the local topography, do you have an estimated area based on those heights where the cell relays will be placed that you'll be able to get reception?
Yeah, there's fiber in the right of way, so it'll have fiber connection to the cell site. So essentially, the antennas from the tower propagate outward. We don't really get into the RF design of it. The carriers reach out to us to do project management and planning and zoning, that sort of thing. But I know it'll propagate probably 7 to 8 miles at least from that location. The nearest tower, wireless carrier tower, is just north of Gray Eagle. So it's about 4 miles northeast. And this is kind of a hole in an area, as they see it, I believe.
So that would increase the effectiveness of the fiber optic, right?
Yeah, the fiber optic will run the sites of the backhaul from any communications wirelessly, go back through the tower and the fiber to, the network to transition it, I guess.
So how far is this gonna be away from property lines?
Yeah, so if you go to page 5, or if you want to, page 5 of the construction drawings, like I said, the tower is 155 feet. It will be 165 feet from the south property line, or right away, I should say. 220 feet from the east property line, 214 feet from the north, and 324 feet from the west. And yeah, I did work with planning to make sure that we, their setbacks and whatnot.
So it's more than 100 feet from the public right of way.
Correct. trailers at the aerial image I sent with like my red side sketch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see the red dot in the middle of that square. The square is the fenced area that'll have, be gravelled and have some ground cabinets. The monopole's in the center, and then so from the center of that red dot to the right of way along 28 there is 165 feet.
Okay, and it will have a fence around.
Yes, it will have a fence. It's on another page in there. I believe it's a 6-foot fence with a foot of bark.
All right, just two other questions. The address that I saw listed in the paperwork was Amaryllis, but the property is located on 28, so why would there have an Amaryllis address?
Right, that's probably kind of a temporary address. We get an E911 address from the planning commission or from the planning department of that county that eventually, before the permit's issued, we just don't have it yet.
Okay, my last question is, if approved, how quickly would you begin to expect construction and or service to begin?
I believe this site is planned for 26. It wouldn't be this year, I know that. Well, I guess it's 26 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Give me just a second here. Let me pull this up, see if I have it listed. I usually keep that in my tracker. Let me look here. Which, is subject to change. With the carriers and how they work, they have a pile of projects in the pipeline. They want them all zoned and permitted, and then they basically look at any given time of what they have available that's permitted and ready to go, and then they allocate the money. It usually takes a few months to figure that out. It's not my tracker, but let me log into my other accounts here.
Well, you looked that up. One other question, is it a 5G tower or something else?
Yeah, I mean, it's 4G plus 5G frequencies. When people talk 4G and 5G, it's kind of marketing more than anything. Essentially, it's frequencies that are utilized to deliver broadband. We went through the 4G deployment in 2010, and then there was another block of frequencies auctioned off in probably 2015 to 18, and those are what you're hearing is 5G, and so those frequencies will also be on the tower. Not all of them, but a handful of them, enough to be considered 5G, yes.
Thank you.
Jack, if we approve this, the form that needs to be filled out is that here, or do we have to go forward?
What I will do is I will let Adam know that he came here before the board and that whatever you decide, if you are by consensus saying you're okay with this or you're supportive, then I can let Adam know that through minutes or just an email.
Okay. Any other questions? What's the consensus for the board, Joe? Good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking up
Yeah, some.
the date to see if it's listed for 26 or not here.
After we talk about this and then it goes back to Adam, then he's gonna have to go to, planning and zoning, pleading his case there too. I mean, all we're doing is a formality so we understand what's going on in the can.
27. So it's actually in the build plan year 27.
Thank you.
I'm good. I'm good. Everybody good? Consensus is good? Board in favor of going forward? Thank you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Did you hear my response that it's in the build plan year 27 at this point?
We did, thank you.
All right, so yeah, no other questions? Everyone's good?
We're all good, thank you.
Justin, I'll let Adam know, okay?
And Adam with the county?
Yes, planning is,
I've been working with Jamie Christensen, but
Oh.
I'm sure I'll do it.
okay, yep, Jamie, I can let both of them know.
All right, excellent. Well, I appreciate the time, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Township road report, Elcott Drive bidding.
Okay. I think this was emailed to you, but I just wanted to remind you, this is the bid advertisement that Nick from Widseth put out. and the bidding is on March 3rd. It was scheduled for 10 o'clock, but I don't know if you saw his email from this morning. He moved it, he told Joe and I forwarded, he moved it to 1 PM and I sent you the link. Because remember, it's online. So you can log in on 1 o'clock on March 3rd and watch them open the bids. And I'm gonna also invite, Jason Murray from David Drown and Associates. He wanted to log in. He's the gentleman, if you remember, that works with the bonding or the borrowing money. And I also reached out to him to get a process for that and what we need to get started on for that. So, just wanted to share that so you can see what has been sent out for.
You sent that out this morning?
I talked to him earlier today. He said there was about 4 contractors who had requested it to be moved. So he said it would help, so he just moved it out for that reason. There's one thing I just thought of when we were talking about this. So we do need to get clarity probably from the attorney on the legal process for mailboxes.
Yeah.
Nick had raised the question that they had never seen township assess individuals for the mailboxes. He's not saying it can't be done, we just need to check with Jason or Troy what the process would be for that, so. No, thank you.
I'm good.
Great.
You know, come to think of it, I did email Attorney Gilchrist. So Joe and I got an email from WITSEP and they were questioning us being able to charge residents for the swing arm mailbox. They didn't think that they had ever seen that and they didn't know. They thought there was a process if we would have, like a public hearing and all of that. And so I believe I did email Troy. I will email him again to ask. Oh, about the bidding, the bid?
I got the bid, but I thought you put all of them this morning.
No, he did.
Oh, he did.
It was, it was in a link and the time change. Okay.
So I think it would be worth, sorry to get back to what we were discussing, it'd be worth getting clarity from him just about what our process would be for it.
Good idea.
When I talked to Nick, he didn't say it was showstopper, he just said, you want to get this clarified. And if for some reason we can't get it clarified, even after the bids are opened or even after they're awarded, we can pull it out or address it as a board outside of the bidding process. So they'll bid with it in, we can amend it later easily enough. So it won't hold up bidding, which was the part I was concerned about. Sorry, Larry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. That's okay.
And just that time of that bid letting to the annual meeting, I will be out of cell phone reception, so hoping I'll be back for the meeting. My travel will be back at that day, so just anybody can go hold me there, not gonna be able to. Okay,
We should check on that. We don't want to be a bunch of old white men.
anything else on that?
Just to let you know what Jason said from David Drown Associates, he sent me an application. He said, once the bids are open and we know the final borrowing amount, so we'll want to know if we get the grant money from LRIP too. He said, then I'm going to need this application filled out. He said, here's the schedule that I think it would follow. So the bids are going to be open on March 3rd, and then the application will go to him. By March 31st, they would approve our borrowing, our loan. And then by April 20th, the closing would happen and the funds would be deposited with the township. He said, I'm assuming your construction would start around May, and maybe you would start to get your first bills in June for payment. And he said, this gives us a lot of time to make sure we get this borrowing process done. So,
No, we won't know about the grant until the end of March.
correct.
else on that? Unfinished business?
Okay, I have some of the mailers right there in front of you. They're basically the bright orange again. I've got them all ready to go, so I'll be bringing them to, the post office probably like, I'd say, actually probably toward the end of this week. I'll be sending them out so that they get there, that first week of March, maybe beginning of next week. And so they mention the time and they give our website and then they give the fact that the election runs from 4 to 8 here in the town hall. We have one supervisor up for re-election on the ballot. We have our ballots. I've already mailed out about 15 absentee balloted requests. And the annual meeting will start at 8:15. And I'll just roll right into the next one. The agenda is we're gonna give a township road update. We will talk about our budget. And then we'll talk about any planned projects, which in this case is probably heavily gonna be talking about Alcott, but we can talk about anything else. And then, we do have, the discussion about maybe getting an AED machine to be posted here at the town hall. And then any other business.
Speaking of roads, you know, what we're talking, we got this place we put the new culvert in over here in Alden. Think we should definitely get bids for that? So what do you think?
To do what?
Where they put the culvert in last year on Alden down here?
Yep.
Think we should get a couple bids from, say, Joe Riley or whatever, I don't know.
I'm not understanding what you're at.
Bids
for
for
paving?
cable.
Okay.
I wasn't even.
Well, we have that hole on Long Lake where that culvert is. I think once we get this contract for Alcott, we just ask them if they can come over and,
Because they're gonna have some subcontractor then, we do the driveways and everything else.
instead of going out and getting other bids, we're just tied in with that. Won't be any cheaper, I don't think. That's my opinion.
Agreed.
But you're right, Courtney, not to lose sight of it, because it should be done.
Yeah.
Arnie, is it like a hole or is it a?
That's a,
Section.
probably 30 feet long that they took out to put the culvert in.
Okay.
I have under item E, new business, I kind of had the list of road projects, so we could discuss it more, any other roads that are more, if you'd like.
So we've got A and B taken care of.
I will say, you know, for the AED,
Yeah,
I have been in contact with Bob Byers, Commissioner Bob Byers. They're supposed to have a opioid meeting this week. I don't know when it was or if it has been or if it's gonna be. But last week when I talked to him, he said that they will be funding part of it. And then I talked to somebody else that on Alcott Drive that said that they put one in on in Sox, the campground or the Sinclair Lewis Park, and that it was they got money from the Sox and Alliance Club, and that they are big into doing stuff like that, so we can hit them up when the time comes.
Speaking of AED, I talked to TJ at Diamond Point and asked him, would you want to sit there and agree to have one of the machines set by your place on the outside and you supply the electricity? He said, sure, gladly.
you would be interested?
Yep, he said he would gladly pay electricity and everything.
Okay.
Talk about that at the end of the meeting.
So part of that letter B, is that we would like to talk about the budget and what Marlene and I would be presenting, as the budget. So if we could
I gave you guys each a copy of the colossal of this report. Okay, so when I looked at what we have, the first column, 2026, shows what the current budget is right now. So it sits at 458,000. We spent 540,000 last year. The big one obviously was the road and bridge at 459, 426. But then I broke out what portion of that was for Elcott Road, and that was $262,570.
260.
It's right on your report. 262,570.
Thank you.
So of that, 540,000, almost half of it is Elcott. Then we have the year-end balances, and you'll notice that the revenue fund has got a huge year-end balance. Now, my recommendation is we don't keep adding to that like we have been in the past. We need to spend that down. Or we need to find out how we can move some of that money into road and bridge. But I'm not sure how to do that. Currently, our fire fund looks like it's in the negative, 7212. But part of that is we'll be getting money. Well, we did just get 42,000. Portion of that was for fire. We get money at the front end of the year, so then it kind of evens it out. But right now, at the end of the year, it shows a negative 7212. Our road and bridge, what we have in road and bridge is $47,555. So, just to kind of give you a little history, in 2022, 2023, many years prior to that, our entire budget was $258,000. 2024, we raised it to $358,000. Last year, we raised it to $458,000. So if we don't make any changes, and that's the way I've got this laid out, but that doesn't mean that's the way it has to be. I would recommend nothing into revenue, 39,000 into our fire fund, so at the end of the year, we're not showing a negative amount again. 419 getting put into the road and bridge fund for a total of 458. If you guys want a little more, which might be a really good idea in road and bridge, that number I think could be adjusted. The other two I don't think they have to be touched.
The loan amount paid back comes out of road and bridge.
It will be, yes.
So then at the annual meeting, we'll have something on this form that can kind of be a estimate payment. So
Will you be able to get a clue for what that is?
I can go ahead and give him, how are we feeling that we would just bond for the full bid amount? And let's go like worst case, I hate to say worst case scenario, but bond the full amount. I can have him run payment scenarios.
I think we got a bond for the whole amount, and I think there was something in there that you couldn't pay it off for 2 or 3 or 5 years, something you couldn't pay off early, but
They did, sorry to clarify, they did say that if we take the full bond and we don't use it all for the project, we could put it back. But then after the project's completed, we can't pay it off early.
okay. So at least if we're gonna present to the townspeople that we can say, this is our budget because of, this is a factor in that.
Yeah,
I'm of the opinion we should bond for all of it. And if we don't use it, we can send it back. Worst thing that could happen is prices shoot up or something. And if it doesn't go our way, then we don't want to have to go through the process again.
yeah, because I think personally, I feel like we probably want to raise it minimally the amount that is the payback for the year on that bond. That's not gonna, that'll help a lot with, being able then to have some money available for other roads because there's other ones coming up.
to that point, Marlene, I guess, let me ask two questions. So our fiscal year is the calendar year?
Yeah.
Okay. So this fire fund anomaly is only kind of this year, it's not a every year thing.
Right,
It's not like its fiscal year is something other than the calendar year, is that right?
that's right.
Okay. So if we take out 500K from road and bridge, that would leave us half roughly again for what would be in that account. Well, we have 419,000 that would be going into it each year. I guess my question is from what we've spent year over year, how much does that leave us for roads and
Well,
bridges?
I think I might have something for you there, because I did do,
You did those calculations last year.
I did, I got the 10-year comparison report. I thought you might want to talk about that during the audit, but actually this makes a lot more sense to do it now.
And I brought some of the, not to foreshadow, but of the roads that we have been talking about to do, I brought some estimates that I got last year just to help us drive this conversation. Not that it needs to all come out this year, but it
Right.
could at least give us an idea of what the spend might be.
Yeah, so, that's yours, Jack. So you see I did separate out the LCOT, although we haven't had that before. But we are tracking that separately, so that's why I pulled it out of there. Our, last year highways, streets and roadways was about half of what it had been the year before, but the year before, it was about 4 times as much as it had been the year before that. So I'm thinking that 53 is probably more like what the norm is gonna be for that around that area. Ice and snow removal at 10, last year was 13, year before was 34. Crack filling, dust control, very close to the same figures. Regrading was up a little bit. Brush and ditch mowing this last year was way down. So that we might need to do, that might be more this year is what I'm saying, I don't know.
We got most of the major.
What we put in place, I think this is not an inaccurate number for
Okay,
the foreseeable future, because we're managing it through the next line item, which is weed control.
yes, yep. And that actually was down a little bit also. Class 5 was down, salt sand was up, sign repair was up, and gopher bounding was down. But those are like the major things that we usually track over the 10 years, so.
And maybe I should just clarify the brushing. I mean, it's not gonna be this low forever. Well, at some point we'll have to, I think, brush lightly, just
Yeah.
to remove what has been killed chemically, but
Yeah,
it's not gonna be tens of thousands. It might be 10,000 at all,
sure.
so.
Yeah, and I don't know what kind of a time frame you guys would be looking at doing that. You know, but,
5 years.
okay,
What do you think, Bill?
I would say something like that, yes. I mean,
okay, because it looks like it really went up in 22,
yes.
in 23, 24 was down a little, 25 was down, so that's 4 years right there. Are we thinking that 26, 27 is when when you'll have to do another round of brushing?
Well, not that much.
It would
I don't
be, it'd be
think so.
26, 27, but how we do it is the key.
Sure.
So instead of sending a boom truck out or excavators,
Yeah.
we're sending a guy in a skid loader with a forestry header or a mower, and
Mhm.
they can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Sure.
Maybe just to clarify, I think in 2019, I think we did it as well, but it came out of highways, streets, and roadways. Because what else did we do that year that was a little over 100,000?
Yeah, I mean, I could go and dig out and see, but I do not have the answer for that right now.
And it's okay.
When did they do annual drive? So we had to pay something for that too, didn't we? That was pretty much covered all by the DNR, but
By the grant, but we
yeah,
did,
we did have to pay some.
yeah.
That was before I was on the board, yeah, so. I mean, that's quite a few years ago. 15,
So-
that's it.
I guess I'm just kind of looking for some direction because we usually do have this budget report available at the annual meeting. And do you, what are you guys feeling about that? Do you want to just see what the estimate payment is, add that to it? Do we want to bump it up? You know, another 100K on that, or?
I would say we're gonna have to bump it up a little bit. If we're gonna have different road projects, different, we don't wanna be short.
Yeah, right.
And the price of everything else is not going down.
Well, the reality is, we're not gonna see this until next year.
Sure.
Right,
So we'll be in the throes of our
yeah,
bond payments and
yes,
probably still working away at some of these road projects that we're gonna talk about.
yeah.
I guess what I wonder is in our 5-year capital improvement plan, what else is there?
And thank you for putting me on the spot, Joe, because
It wasn't-
I haven't done work on that and I need to do work on that. But I feel like I'm lost because I think I need a sit down, a deep sit down with all of you to say, what does it look like out there? Like when you're doing your township, tour, what's on the horizon to you for the next 5 years as you review roads and review gravel and review tar and review culverts and, what are you seeing?
I think Joe had a plan here where he had some roads that needed some attention to, and that's kind of where it's at. I don't know. I guess Joe and Arnie are kind of driving these roads, aren't there? A lot of stuff we need to get done. I know I kind of got put on the back burner, but I think some of the stuff we need to quit kicking the can down the road and move ahead with that.
I would agree, maybe to just, not to foreshadow, but to answer your question, not to put you on the spot, what I'm thinking is so put it out aside, we've resolved that. Some of the other gravel roads, and kind of in order, 245th, not the entirety of the road, but just by Gary Waring's property. Almost, and this is in order of priority, almost all of 251st, so 28 end and the hills and the washouts and the north end. Blue Spruce Road, 215th Avenue, and just the most small amount of little cleanup on 131st Street. Those are gravel roads that need some remediation, culverts, extensions, ditching. Then just what we talked about earlier, Almond Drive and Bluegill Drive just with asphalt down here and culvert and sinkhole on Bluegill. To me, those are the projects that we need to look at in the next 2 years. And some of them are long overdue, being 245th, 251st, and Blue Spruce. After that, we'll have laid out a lot of cash, but I think we're sitting okay-ish, except for the gravel, or the tar road here, which to me, 5 years from now, it'll be a 30-year road at that point, and we should be planning to do something with it, along with potentially Bluegill, because that is also will be a 30-year road at that point. I don't get as much traffic as Alcott, but we'll pave a 25-year-old road, and I wouldn't fault Marlene or Dale to come by and say, well, they got a new road, and ours is just the same age, why can't we have one? And anyone who lives on this road to the fence, you drive down it, it's speed bumps.
It is.
Yeah, it's starting to separate. So I wouldn't fault anybody for applying pressure to us to address it.
Almond and then Bluegill.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but those are, other than Larry's Road, I'll call it that, there aren't any other paved roads in the township, right? other than what we just did last year over here on,
Mhm. Angler.
The other stretch used to be 22.
yeah, on the lake. Yeah, and that I don't think we've ever paved, that was taken over from the county, but you're right, that's getting some age on it too.
What about, is it alligator?
Well, that alligator and almond, you do one, you're probably gonna.
This
do
whole,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I say this, I mean
Amaryllis,
Ward Springs essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, there's about 10 different names on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of roads right in here.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking for the next 5 years. If we do what we keep doing, I don't think ditches or brushing is gonna be a reality, because we've gotten ahead of it.
Or
we're
on
staying
top
ahead of it.
of that.
Yeah.
Right. And, culverts, we're gonna still have issues like we had down here where they're gonna rust out, but
Yeah.
what we have been doing is inspecting them, staying ahead of it, and getting a better grasp, so there shouldn't be too many more surprises.
How long ago was that culvert put in by Coolman's?
Last summer.
No, I mean before that.
Oh, when we
When we
built
did
the
the
road.
road,
25 years.
25 years?
yeah, at least 25 years.
Yeah, because boy, that was bad. Really bad.
Well, and then Barb said that big one right here south of there, he said, that's pretty bad, because when I tried to find him that day, he was inside the culvert, looking in there.
So
This
maybe,
one right here, right by the town hall?
yeah, that one he told me was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a number, I mean, is that what we're getting to? We know.
I think so.
And last year, I think you proposed staying pretty sane, similar from the year before. And then at the annual meeting,
Yeah.
the residents actually said they wanted an increase.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
voted for a higher levy amount because of the amount of money that they saw this was going to
I just think
cost.
we need to be a little aggressive because we know we've got some projects coming up.
We have the 262,570 that we've already paid on Alcott.
Yeah.
That when we get the bond, we could either choose to pay that back under the bond right away and not use it, or we could keep it for some of the other road projects that we're talking about.
Well, that bond though is the 262 part of the 1 point whatever million?
It is not, but we
That's
can
right.
add it to it.
Okay.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that's a choice. One, do we add it to it? Two, if we do we choose to use it or not? Frankly, to me, it's part of the project.
Mhm.
We can spread it out over 10 years or 15 years, but use it to fix the other roads. It's easier to do that than it is to increase the levy $50,000 for the next 4 years or 5 years.
Or you can do both.
Well, or do we have to do both if we keep it? It's the other question.
We gotta be fiscal responsible too, that you just don't raise it, let's put some numbers to it, and if we have to cover our expenses, but don't raise it just to raise it.
Right.
So maybe to help with this, and these are dated estimates, and they're gonna be all over the place, so I'm just gonna throw you some numbers to help spur the conversation. So last summer, when I talked about, or last spring, when we had this conversation at this same time, and through the summer, I got quotes from NBC and from Dave Garrett's on 245th and Blue Spruce Road. And 130th Street. We did not talk about 251st to the point where it became a proposal. We talked about it, they said they could tie it in. Its numbers weren't that high, but 245th was about 10 to 15,000. And that's from NBC. When I talked to David Garrett's, his quote came in $15,500 difference. Blue Spruce, NBC came in at about 20,000 roughly, although Dave Garrett's came in considerably higher, like 5 times higher. But there was a little bit of a miscommunication when they wrote the bid for the extent of work. So it's not comparing apples to apples. But all that to say, I can clarify it. I would say a fair estimate would be that 20 to 30,000, and these are all from last year, so these prices could go up. The last one is from Greg on 215th, excuse me, and that's $1,500 or $1,100 depending on what we wanted to do. And again, last year, so we can't hold anybody to this. But those are just some rough numbers to think about as we look at these projects.
So I guess, look, I'm thinking to myself, all of those seem like they would fit within a normal year. Like if we did one, 10 to 15,000, 20, 25,000, or 1,500, those are like.
Yeah, we're not talking huge numbers.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
it's a little bit of a mouse and a cookie. How far do we take it? And the way I kind of thought of it is, okay, let's split the difference. Dave Garrett's came in at 100,000 for Blue Spruce Road and NBC came in at 20.
Yeah.
Let's say we get them both there and talk about the project the same way. Let's say it's 50.
Yeah.
So we have that plus 20 at 245th. And I would estimate, just from talking with them, 251st would be around 10-ish, 12-ish, somewhere in there. So we're not talking huge numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Until you get to Almond Drive, that's gonna be a biggie.
correct.
And Bluegill.
Correct.
Yep.
But the other thing that we just talked about is Bluegill's got a culvert that's got a sinkhole in it. So
Yeah.
we should, I would say, this spring, dig that out, replace the culvert and stabilize it so that we can pave it and not be in the same boat. But again, what do we spend over here? 16? So 16 plus pavements for 20,
Yeah.
just for a culvert on Bluegill, but still. So, it adds up to what? 125,
Right.
150 pretty fast.
Yes, it does. And that's not Almond.
Correct. How many miles is there in a paved road in Ward Springs?
It's about 3.5.
I was gonna say 3.2.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's 4.7 for Alcott.
Yeah.
We could figure, what, 85,000 to pave it? Or excuse me, 850,000 to pave it? If we did the exact same process, approximately.
Yeah, so that's a big one.
The other piece I'll say is, since we're just discussing it, I think, while it's unfortunate for the residents of Ward Springs, it is fortunate for the township that we are spacing these out. Paving all these roads every 25 years is a huge nut for the township to come up with, versus if we spread it out a little bit, 5-year increments, do Ward Springs in 5 years after Alcott, and then do Bluegill or the Birch Lake roads at the same time. At least then we're spreading it out for us, that we're not bonding $5 million 25 years from now.
No, and then in the meantime, we can hopefully be building up, so
Correct.
we're not having to bond.
I know that when we talked last month about getting comfortable with bonding, I think that's our reality, but at the same time, we're not talking about $150,000 for each road that we're listing out. So we're in a better position than a lot of other townships.
Right.
I'll shut up now, I've done too much talking.
Haven't come to a conclusion on, yes, now we've got some numbers, so if we're discussing this to come up with a number, then what is that number? What do we think that number is? Or at least have it somewhere in place so that we can present it to the town people at the annual meeting and say, this is kind of what we're looking at, this is why we gotta raise the levy to this or whatever, so.
Yeah, I mean, just simple math. Do you know, is it a 10-year payback on bond? Okay, no.
You can go 10 to 15, but it depends on what we can afford to pay back.
Right, because I would say 10 years, simple math, 1.5 million is 150,000 a year.
Yeah.
And it's gotta come from somewhere.
So,
It'd be sure nice if we could do it in 10. And it'd be nice if we could stay aggressive with it, but not be dollar or penny wise, dollar foolish and
Right.
sacrifice all the
other
progress
projects.
we've made and maintenance because we're
Yeah.
paying too much.
Yeah, because next year we'll be starting payback on a bond. Did it this year, everything be done?
There's some of them. Actually, he lists the types of loans they're called and the repayment periods on the application.
So to get somewhat prepared, because the next time we're gonna be talking about this is gonna be in front of the townspeople, so
Yeah.
we have to come up with some kind of idea or number now to present to them. So, what's the board's thoughts?
At least, I'd say we at least need 100,000.
Well, that's what you raised it last year, right?
Yes. That's what we've raised it for the
Last couple of
last
years.
2 years.
I think the important thing to all of us to remind ourselves of, but also the townspeople when we speak, is that we set the levy every year. So just because we increase it 100,000 this year or agree to, and when we figure out what our payments are and we've done some of these other projects, next year we can lower it by 50,000 if we want.
I don't, you talk about tax, this isn't no minimum amount. I know what I'm paying extra taxes, and it's a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
On these projects, so it's not this minimum amount we're thinking about, but I'm agreeing that stuff's gotta get done. But we, the town people that were here voted for that, but that's 30 people out of 500,
Right.
and they're not, the people that are coming here are probably the ones that can afford it. The ones that aren't coming don't know, so things gotta get done, but I agree with Joe. We need to go forward with what we think we need, and if we have to back off and change that, we can. So, but not that I'm saying we don't raise it, but I'm just saying we
Yeah.
still gotta.
Yeah.
We still just can't raise it and then start.
Right. Well, it would be
Yeah,
nice to be in a position where, we raise it and then just hold it there for a while, like we did. I mean, for 20-some years at the 258,000.
Yeah, that came back to bite us.
It did, yes.
You gotta
So-
stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So we're kind of in agreement on that 100,000, kind of presenting that to the townspeople then?
Putting that on road and bridge, I would assume. Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to ask two questions. First is, Marlene, if you could maybe let us know, or everybody know, at some point, how to move the 269K from revenue fund?
Yep.
If we can, and how?
Yep.
But then the last question I've got, and more importantly, is what is your opinion, Marlene and Jackie?
About the budget, I think we should raise it, is my opinion.
And how much?
I think 100,000 is a good place to have it, and it should be in the road and bridge area. I think that raising it that, and, looking at we are gonna have a huge payback every year. We'll slowly start building again, but, 10 years down the road, when we've got this paid off, then we need to look and say, okay, so 10 years down the road, we still have 20 years left on that road before it has to be completely done again. Maybe we back off at that point a little bit and, start accumulating for the next time that road has to happen. But
And that's just, you look at that every year like we're doing right now.
yes,
Exactly. Right.
exactly.
So we're comfortable at that?
So I'd like to hear Jackie's opinion.
I don't have a really big opinion. I'm thinking about the county itself, and I know the county's gonna be struggling also with, setting a levy and having to keep the funds down. But I've heard a lot of stories too where townships stuck so hard on not raising levies for years and years and years. And just what you said, it ends up becoming much harder and hurts the township down the road. We also have heard that some townships are letting their tarred roads turn back to gravel, just because of money. And I don't know that's where we wanna go, really. I don't see that as a good future for Birchdale, so.
Well, the one commissioner said that they did it in her township, and she said she would never do that again, and it turned out just terrible, that everybody's complaining that, the roads are bad and everything. She said she would not recommend doing that.
So I support that too, what you're saying.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Hearing you. Sorry, Jim.
No, I missed both, so.
I just want, these are already printed and everything, aren't they? Because I was gonna say, well, maybe we could add on, YouTube channel, whatever, on your, if you can't make it, because what Jim was saying is, that's 30 out of
Yeah.
X number.
Yeah.
Well, they can sit at home and watch it too.
Mhm. I'll make sure to put it on our front page. Tune in to the Birchdale Township YouTube channel. I can do that.
Okay, can we have an annual meeting? I'm just wondering procedurally with
Well, they
virtual
can't vote.
attendees, but can they vote?
They can't.
I thought you had to be present to vote.
They can be present to vote, but I don't think you can vote like on a YouTube channel or anything like that, but at least, like Jim was saying, 30 people here, the rest of the people don't have a clue what's going on. Well, at least they'll have a clue what's going on.
Well,
And it'll get to another meeting.
by their choice, because
Well, yeah,
They
but then
know.
they have no excuses for, I didn't know about this.
absolutely they do. They can't see an orange mailer.
It's the right color, we're doing road construction.
Right.
When we're done doing road construction, it's a nice blend, white, slightly.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to new business.
Okay, and we'll update the document that Marlene will present then. Okay, the next 4 items are all of our authorizations for quotes. Actually, 4 different ones. So we've got our grading, blading, and we've got our lawn mowing of the town hall, class 5 gravel, and finally crack filling. So the first one would be, we sent it to Tucky's and Herdering last year. And this is for the grading and blading of gravel roads. Just would need a motion if we want to do that again to the same 2 vendors or contractors.
Do you have a grader to come?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do, huh?
It's not completely repaired and up in working order just yet, but yes, I own one. I get a question regarding the blading side of stuff, with dust control. How does that all work out, I guess, as far as?
So they blade it up right away in the springtime. You put dust control on it and don't grade it after that.
Right, so, but it would have to be a thing that would have to be coordinated with the
Looks
dust
like-
control application.
Right.
I'm a little bit hesitant to go after Birchdale Township just for that reason. Herb does dust control. So if this works out, if he can just blade X amount of roads, then you need dust controls those roads. Whereas if I would go out there and blade, then I'd have to be dealing with his schedule or however. I just wonder,
Just because we send you the quote form doesn't mean you have to fill it out.
yeah, I know, and I guess I would like the work, and sometimes I think I could create it better, but that's just everybody, right? Everybody thinks they can do a better job than what's named, but, that's, no offense, sir, but not at all, but that's just,
Your decision, would you feel comfortable with?
I did hear a comment from somebody a while ago that Irv is now backing out of other townships. I don't know if that's true or not, but does that mean he's cutting back on everything or certain things, or has anybody heard anything like that?
I haven't talked to him recently, but I will certainly give him a call. I think, not to foreshadow, but I wanted to talk about dust control, just in how we approach it. We talked about it last year, but I would like to see us approach it differently this year. I get a lot of feedback about dust control from my neighbors, from my housemate, and from other people on other roads. So it would be something I think worth revisiting as we think about other roads being just as important and what we spend on them to give the same sort of love to gravel roads.
We have a motion on the floor from Joe to go ahead and send out quotes for gravel. Do we have a second? Larry seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, the next one is for lawn mowing. Last year we sent it to Weston Van Haverman. That was the only person we sent to, and he did a great job, but, I guess.
Do you want to do it this year?
I have no idea. I think he was pretty happy with the money, so. Probably would.
Well, while we're sending it to him, if he doesn't respond,
Right.
we'll worry about it.
Looking
I'll
for a
come
motion.
over and
I'll make that motion.
Dale's made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Question?
I was seconding.
We got Joe and Arnie second. Dale, Arnie, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, next one is class 5 gravel. Last year we sent to Herdering and Central Specialties.
Looking for motion.
I'll
Do
make
we
that
have
motion.
an idea how many yards we're talking about?
Let me see where. Go form.
There again, another thing that I believe kind of goes with the blading. So if I would be going for the blading, I would be going. for it.
Estimated 5,000 yards. 10% of, 8 to 10% of the 200C for an estimated 5,000 yards. Would you like it, Tim?
Yes.
So we're gonna add Tuffy's as a third contractor.
I'll make that motion.
Joe's made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Dale seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, the last one is crack filling. Last year, we went to Aztec, Precision Roadway, and Midwest Asphalt.
I'd like to add, I don't know if you guys saw the email, they sent it to all of us from MP Asphalt Maintenance, Becker.
What is it, Joe? MPS?
MP Asphalt Maintenance,
Okay.
because they sent it to Jim, Dale, and myself. I thought it was all of us, excuse me.
Out of Becker?
Yep.
Okay. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Motion.
I'll make that motion.
We made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Arnie seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, I'll forward you what I got.
Perfect, that'd be great.
Address and everything.
So item E, we covered.
Yeah, we don't, I beat this horse dead, I don't have anything more on this.
Okay.
Okay.
Item F.
And item F is really what you see on the card, and we've kind of talked about that as well.
Covered that.
The only other comment I was gonna add is I'm gonna call Arvig, Mark Burkholz, before the annual meeting, just to get an update from them, so that I can at least speak to the broadband. I'm sure there won't be an update, but I'll at least make the attempt.
So you might want to add that as an item on the agenda.
I will, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, letter G, we received notice of the local Board of Appeal and Equalization meeting. Ours is scheduled or set for April 14th at 9 a.m. And so what I typically do is I post the notice in the Sauk Center Herald and the Long Prairie Leader, and then also on the township website and on the township bulletin board. But I will also send a reminder out to all of you to put that on your schedule for April 14th at 9 a.m. here at the town hall.
Are we all signed up, or can we all do that, or
Heck not.
I don't think I am.
what about the rest of us?
I don't think I am either.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, we might need one of you to do it. I think we might need 3. Should
I think I've done
I check on that and send you the
Yeah.
link for
Jeff
training?
sent it to me.
Okay.
I think you were done. I think you were Dale. You did.
it. Well,
I think
you
you
are.
No, I think mine's,
Everybody but me was last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I might be wrong.
I
Okay.
think you're on.
Yeah, you should
Well,
should all
you
do
have to
it before.
twice, so.
Well, send it to me anyway,
Okay.
in case I get that energy to do it.
You can fall asleep at your computer.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Okay.
Informational items?
All right, we received correspondence from Todd County Planning and Zoning. There's a meeting this Thursday night at 6 o'clock, and Matt Parker is the gentleman that had come here last month. He's on Long Lake, and he's requesting to reduce the lake setback from 150 feet to 90.3 for a dwelling addition, also 150 feet to 90.3 for an attached garage, and then for raising the height from 18 to 28 feet. So that's Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Keep going?
Yep.
Okay, the next item is the City of Sauk Center sent their 2026 fire service calculations, and they did not make any change from what they had sent out. And then the last item is Melrose Fire Department sent out their meeting notice, and it's actually this Thursday night at 7:30. I did not get this, I only got this just a couple days ago. I've got the report. They are serving a dinner, and I think they would like to know if we have anybody going. They are looking at a 4% increase for their budget, and they're raising funds for an eventual new ladder truck. I think you usually go to that one, don't you, Jim?
I can go to that.
Can you go to that? Okay,
Pretty good dinner.
that's Thursday night.
Good dinner.
I'm not interested.
I'll send back to them and let them know that we'll have one person attending.
Anything else from the board? Do a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make that motion. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Dale
I'll
made
make that motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
that. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
All right. So now,
Do we have to make a motion to open the?
Yep.
yeah, because we have a new meeting starting.
Come on, guys.
Come on, stick around.
Like jump ship, I gotta be on the plane in the morning, so.
Jump away.
No, where are you going, Dale?
Where are you
I go
going,
behind you,
Dale?
No,
We're
Yeah.
going down to Puerto Vallarta?
one of my babies.
Oh, take me with you, Dale.
You need some money, Dale, you need some money?
Get the, yeah.
Can I give you some money, then you can invest it for it, make some money?
Bring back some souvenirs.
All right, we'll let you know what I did at the annual meeting.
All right.
We'll have to raise everything for Dale's trip watch, right?
Okay, did you want to clean you did kind of clean off there.
Oh, does anybody want to go to the?
Oh, I never got that. Yeah.
I got that.
Did you? I never got it. What the heck? When are they?
27th, maybe?
On March?
March 27th, Friday, March 27th in Alec. Tuesday, March 24th at St. Cloud.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I'm thinking about it.
I was thinking about it.
is it, it's
Joe,
not,
you get the deal for this?
Yeah.
You go?
It depends.
A lot of stuff about gravel, paved roads, maintenance options, recommendations,
Yeah, I saw that. I'd like to go.
road liabilities.
it's not a pre-registration, is it? You
No.
just go and then,
You can register on site. Do you have a motion to open the meeting?
yeah, we do.
For motion to open the annual audit meeting, I'll make that motion. Joe's made that motion, I have a second.
I'll second.
Alright, second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And maybe make a big-
Yeah, make an amendment that Dale was not present.
Okay. What? Oh, register on site, yep, okay. The cost is 75, you could build a town.
I don't know if there's anything you'd like.
They'll have a
to
form,
say.
and then you just put down Birchdale, and you probably put like my name. So, okay, let's get through this all the way, and this you have for them.
Yep, those are the receipts if you want to look specifically for a receipt.
Okay, and then I'm gonna give you the fund checking of the claims. So you're seeing in front of you, Marlene's showing you that she's got her copy showing the final, costs in the different, accounts. And then you'll see the clerk copy, and so you'll see that they match. And that's what you want. You don't want there to be discrepancies between our accounts, so.
You've got a clear copy, yours is.
Do you guys want me to make more copies? I just did one copy
No,
here,
fine.
supervisors. Okay.
We can share it all friends here.
And then what I'm gonna give you is the fund, this is basically a list of all the claims or all the bills and, for the year. And then these are the bill files. So normally what you would do, and I'll just put them on the table, it's kind of messy, is you could pick out a claim off the list and then go to the bill file, and you should be able to find that claim in each of the files. There you go, Arnie, you hit the both of them. There you go. So they're listed by month, January through December. And in the front should be the list that you guys, sign up on each meeting, and then underneath is each of the bills. So it's kind of just a spot check if you want to find a bill, you can, or a claim, you can work it out.
Yeah, the treasurer's report for the end of, December.
Here. I've got them all.
Oh yeah, I didn't give receipts. I can give you receipts.
Pick up one here for Larry or Joe.
So
Whichever one you want to pick up.
these are the whole year and,
Mary Johnson.
chronological years of December, treasurer's report.
And then I don't know if you want to see the receipts. These are in order.
With,
You want to
some
see-
clean up with this thing again.
There you go.
Thought you said it was 50-60. Look that stuff.
Oh, 50-49.
Yeah, so make sure that I should be looking at new edition, that's.
Yeah, you would think so, but
Our publication.
So I'm just trying to wrap my head around,
I know,
it's not there, so I'm just wondering why I'm not seeing it.
yeah,
It could be
because
this way, but how much we got done.
It is, the reason is because this goes,
Maybe
this
55?
is really reflecting November. So these were like what we had paid in November. So this is through November, not through December. Although it's the December report. That's what I talk about in December. I'm really looking at what was paid in, November. So here we have like the November interest bills, that came through in November.
So this at the end of January then, or what do you think?
Well, we'll find that out, won't we? Let me see.
That happened. Something happened on the screen there.
Okay.
Where's my?
January. Here's the times.
This is
59?
That.
Who's that?
1980.
Yep.
Larry, you want me to try to find that link for you for the bidding, for the bid opening at March 3rd at 1 o'clock? You want me to find that email?
This is
Or
If you want to, if you got nothing else to.
Well, while you guys are doing that, I can do that.
You know,
Sorry.
I can't argue about it, I don't know what the county, so you think that this would make that.
You would think, but
56.
I don't think you would.
No, it can't.
2310?
Now, this, we'll have revenue coming in January on this, it's not gonna be in here.
Right.
Well, I, it would, person would have to backtrack whatever you do there.
I'm 62.
I don't know, I just looked at it, thought, well, maybe that's what it can.
Yep.
That's a really good idea, but we won't keep that one over there.
20,000, which would be, we can see what the receipts were, and it'd be very close.
You got 23.
61.
Is it Tuffy one?
Yeah.
Might have come in on the night of the meeting. We had some last
Yeah,
year.
this is an April.
He was new at it. He
Oh,
would
okay.
bring his bill.
5073. 2310. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes we have to redo it in the month before the meeting. Now he's good. Now he always emails me a couple days before, rather than bringing it the night of. I do not like that.
Right.
Well, neither of us like that, no. We do not. Herb is not he doesn't do that, but he did do that this time.
Is this for us?
How many different accounts are there in your claims? So can you run a summary that shows the balance of each, what each, category is?
I think that I might have included that.
Irving,
Um,
52501.
so,
Yep, 777.
let's see, you got, I just want to see what's behind that.
56.
Receipts, disbursements, and what is
That's the
this one?
void one.
I got the claim.
Claims history, that's,
This is financial report by auditor.
that's the one, yeah. That was the one I was thinking.
5067.
You go ahead, I'll-
What's this one void, Jackie?
Yeah, see, that kind of tells
Who is
you.
it?
For,
Where is it?
town law?
Oh,
And
yeah, so what ended up was, when you see that, I think what we ended up
We
having
ended up paying them 288.
town law, and that was back in May.
Yeah.
Sometimes the bills they cross, and I've gotten, Marlene's caught it where it's like, we paid them already that much, Jackie. And so then I have to
So this
void
one
the amount.
It's void on here, we don't have to void anything on here.
Let's take a look here. That was in May.
This is for void 1320 and then paid 288. Yeah, here's.
Oh, there's root on
And that's void, okay. Got it.
Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, I see it here in CTAS. Okay. Yeah, I voided, and then, that's right.
4370.
$5066.
188609.
Mhm.
Okay. Yep. I'm good.
Crazy.
62.5.
we'll be out of here soon.
I'm fine, I'll live.
7770.
County Public Works. 5075.
412332.
You think, yeah, I'm letting it play.
When the heat did kick in.
I'm letting, there's nobody on watching though right now. We lost our one or our two, we had two visitors. Okay.
Birchdale Township. From Public Works.
4123.
1918. County Public Works. There's no,
That's another one where we cross a lot of times. So,
you get the,
There's right on there.
okay,
Marker 1918.
1918, yeah. Yeah. 5073.
1942.
Okay, here's the other half of town law center. 5076. 144.
Yep.
Okay, need for mileage.
$300 for you for mileage? Holy shit, Larry.
That was a big round trip. 57 was for $39.90.
Yep.
Earns, mileage, 57.9. $497.
Yeah. Some of these guys don't know where to get their mileage from.
49.70.
a lot of driving those roads. Which is good.
Okay, here's Herder.
Why? I said I might as well get this updated. So then will you let me know if you can get an approximate figure for what they have? Yeah. And if it's 1.23 and we already spent 262, we can move on. So it's gonna be well over 150,000.
I see in the application, we would be eligible for a 20-year loan or a 15-year.
I think we should do a 15, get a count, get a price for that versus a price for 10.
38.
Do a 10 and a 15?
Yeah.
Should we do a 20 or not? Don't we even do a 20?
I don't think so. I mean, Joe had indicated that, you know, he really liked this payment like in 10 years, which makes, okay, get it done, get it done.
Oh, yeah. 38, 29, 60.
Unless you're gonna do 10, 15, and 20.
Well, the amount that we're borrowing with the resident number allows us to do the mega loan at 20 years. But I don't have to, but you know, I know.
We can get an amount. So he's can.
Nothing big. Oh, it's
17.34.
It's 262,500.
35, 20.
Number
35, 20.
15-year, I mean, just simple calculation is 100,000 versus 150,000 for 10 years. But I mean, there's gonna be interest and all the others, yes, so it'll be higher.
Can we withstand that?
Well, I mean, that's part of what
works.
we're being for. So,
Well, yeah, that's our loan payment.
exactly, exactly. So raising the funding,
Gives us our loan payment, but allows us to keep what we have so we can pay what we need to pay. Plus a little bit for the interest.
Sorry to interrupt. What is the pay credit from the state of Minnesota?
I'm not sure how they calculate it, but it's the, MVA credit, and it seems like it has something to do with, I don't know if it's land that's been put into CRP, if we get a portion of that.
Not CRP, but, not CRP to the land, but maybe that's, yes, something that's not, probably
66, 10, 33, or
30.
CRP is still,
30, right.
yeah, that's federal and still taxes. Right. That's only from the state. They did some of that when they took, like DNR, probably took a lot of the. That's right, that's. Reimbursement back. What fund did we put it in?
39, 49.
I'm almost positive that goes into, road and bridge.
Okay.
Positive.
I don't mean to quiz you, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Huh?
I don't mean to quiz you, I'm sorry.
News.
That's what we're here for.
I don't have nothing to hide.
Just ChatGPT says it's not an income tax credit. It's a property tax credit applied to qualifying ag and said property, and then reimbursed to local governments by the state of Minnesota, which is how the township gets a portion. So the township reimburses, the state reimburses the township. for the reduced amount of their property tax on a homestead
So the township's made whole, basically.
Is that the credit
to the resident.
14,126.
ChatGPT has saved the day once again.
It's my friend.
Google it.
That's right. It's either ChatGPT it or Google it or Copilot it. We can all be intelligence people. I know the answer.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah. Oh,
You still have to type it in, so I'm gonna give you credit.
oh, thank you for that.
Hard luck. That's right.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What happened?
I don't know. There's not a, printout here.
Oh, which month?
September.
Oh, you know what? I noticed, oh, I was looking for that.
I got it.
Yeah, I was just saying, you have it?
I do. I got all of them.
I have to track down their, I don't know where their signed copy went.
Then I call the sheriff, did we?
Great.
I feel like it's in my file folder and I don't know how it got pulled out.
Here's September. Oh, no. What? Wait, what?
I think I was from May and that.
I had to go to a fraud investigation meeting for soil and water here, so.
Did you really?
This is the September one.
It
But
was a fraud interview.
I need to look at
We're just all friendly people. It doesn't matter where the money goes. We all just get along.
You should have seen the guy's face when they said, you mean that's fraud? So, no.
it. It's still being taped.
So you had to be interviewed for that?
Yeah.
For soil and water, huh?
Yeah, they have,
Oh,
the chairman, but he couldn't make it, so they asked me to go, and it was just,
I bet because they get so many grants, right?
and it was basically, have you ever heard of anybody getting kickbacks or committing fraud, or have you heard of anything illegal, or all that kind of stuff, and it's like, no.
Yeah, well,
When we live stream something, does it retain it in, as a, something people can watch again?
I don't think later we do this one, I think we can consider calling it.
We go for Jackie Bauer for 178.29.
370.
178. It's 5118.
Where are we at?
September.
Not September, oh, no, to the, yeah,
That's,
No,
yeah,
8:30, yeah, that's September.
mileage.
178.
Is it?
178.29.
No, there should be a total, I bet.
Yeah,
So it's a
178.29.
you're in one of the quarterly months, which are big folders.
I know.
Okay, Jeff's on 5117 for $14. Years shit. $6,000 per month. Oh, right. $35 per month. $51.16.
$35.
$35. Village and excavating.
Upward, back you go. It's been 5 this year.
5115?
Last year, $96.
Yep.
Manageable
Russ,
now. Number of on the bill, and it's not that 5 different options, but
Yeah.
not getting anywhere.
240.
Did I tell you my second daughter's pregnant?
No.
Child is standing. So at Christmas, I mean, it's scary. But that wasn't, that was during not. So at Christmas, they were all, the kids were all over and I was making calls. So I got this thing now. And I said, Alex, I bet you will have a and she goes, no, I won't, Mom,
Goes through the process.
because I'm pregnant.
You don't even buy it, you just tear it.
I just was like,
I had this
What?
almost.
and Gary was
No, I don't know.
talking, did you just hear what your daughter said? And he's like, no, what?
But nice, good. And I had 6 back
So we
there.
just
Got down
cried,
to 2 when I was
because
I
I was
that,
like,
I'd probably have
I was
both
so
of them, I
happy
would
for
say,
you.
on a quarter of it.
So, I think Ivy will be wonderful for her to have a little brother or sister.
The only thing on this is I
Ivy
want
is
some sticker
about
stuff that I
3.
want to create by Kenny.
She's doing okay.
Mess around like.
She doesn't walk, she doesn't talk, she struggles with eating, but she goes to therapy and she's making incremental improvements. So it doesn't mean she won't do any of those things.
I just
It's
run on
just probably gonna take her a
Narrow, or
while,
one by Midway.
because she's the sweetest girl.
And the other one, we go out to the
Sweetheart.
past Midway.
So I think it's gonna
Pick
be
her up
really
for the plate down
nice.
there. Okay.
So she's doing.
They
that
have,
in
they
July.
have a.
That was
sand
quite a Christmas.
Yeah,
Wow,
Pikey's at
that's
2
awesome. Pretty happy about that.
We make board, not sawdust.
Because she had trouble.
So, I've had that discovery before about something.
I think, all I know is she's she's going to a high risk pregnancy program.
How about the other one? I went to 3 different nurse laws, and then the young kid that
So
was like,
thankful.
can't do it.
It's
I have the
definitely
guy,
sure
and
that
the guy
we
built
close
those,
to July.
how much it for me, but.
I'll be very nervous. I'll be crazy. Just because you don't know the
Now I got it.
so.
So I'm gonna call it now, but I have a whole bunch of asphalt, I was 2 loads of rubber done.
We're done.
We put them over here.
So I don't think they need to take action,
But he got it.
just make an announcement or that they reviewed the board of audit and then, look for a motion.
Yeah, I got all, I just got a bill for taking all the lines.
May I have September back?
September.
I'll get a copy and then
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna track that down.
Is that September?
Yeah.
Yes.
Make sure you put September back.
Okay.
Do we have to sign it?
No.
I'm gonna track that down. If I can't find it, then I'll probably bring it back to you. I think,
Should they sign these?
oh,
So you
maybe,
can keep them?
because you know what, we could then post,
All the way.
well, no, we post
To the
your,
John Forum, but they were-
you post your thing for the,
No.
for the annual.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have them sign that.
So if you guys are in agreement with the audit, then go ahead and sign both
Well, what is
sheets.
that gonna, estimate what that's gonna cost? If it's $500, $1,000. Yeah. Well, we don't do, I said, this is not cutting me down to pounds, this is underneath the pound. This is, it ain't value to me, but it's more value to you, because now they're gone. You never have to trim it again. What
I remember this date because
No, I'm like, you know, plant trees that are, they kill
We do like everybody else. just put a little
Oh,
plant right
happy
underneath
birthday
them.
to Jill.
That's great.
Well, I got a guy that.
research and breakfast and
He's
bed.
from us.
With the arrows and.
Oh, you're
No,
Jenny.
you're really good.
Probably got
I think you should go out to dinner
a
too.
dozen or so.
You know what? I said, you got your choice, but you gotta go out Saturday night. Or St. Publicly, Texas Roadhouse or something. Or else if you wanna do it on your birthday, or you have to come for what the last 5 years.
Something,
or something
yeah.
that's come up. I said, you know,
Well, that's kind of
Bucks are
absurd.
catching on here.
Then the guy that took the house,
let's just go to Burger.
I cut all that tree down, he came.
Aw.
So that's what you guys did?
Yeah. That's so good there, so.
And they trimmed all the trees, and he took all the
For me,
small
the
stuff,
only
and kept all
place
the
I
rock, and
want
then I said, you gotta take all the rock.
That is good.
I agree.
You ever go to the barbecue place?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
In the Eagle, that Armory barbecue?
Yeah, we have.
And
I look like.
The very first time was excellent.
Yeah, it's gone downhill
And then
since
we've
then.
done 2 more times and it's been very mediocre.
Yeah, very, yeah.
There's one, three restaurants here that J&J.
And,
Yeah, good. That's what she said.
Mhm.
I don't get excited.
Cool.
No new printer hooked up yet?
No, I'm gonna do that during the elections.
You'll have a few hours of free time,
I think
Okay,
so,
so
but you never know, but I hope so.
Yeah, these look good.
huh? Maybe they'll have somebody run against you, you know.
Very nice design.
They go right in?
Now, I'm gonna get Eric Peterson. I
We
guess.
gotta adjourn too, you guys.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the audit meeting.
I'll second that.
Can you imagine how would they ever done an
Get those. Need this too.
That's Jeffrey's.
We have a motion and a second, we're adjourned? Yep. Ready? Joe made a motion, 90 seconds. All in favor?
Larry,
There it is.
I second it.
I got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, I got it. The end stream.
Should be able to catching all those copies out there in the north end.
Okay.
Evan?